Vlogging. Sorry, I thought that was annoying. So, my recent. Is there a headphone jack? Oh, hell yeah! I cannot use real life headphones. So exciting, actually. But basically, my current conundrum is that I am taking like a leave from school that I like worked in my plan of study, which is really nice so that I don't have to graduate late because I am like very averted to the idea of graduating late for myself just because I know that oh my god, ants everywhere. It's creepy crawly central. Oh my god. But it's like first let me think through all the things I want to do tonight. Okay, I wanna go to Corner Store and get dinner. Did it close already? I mean, the sun already set, so it might be slim pickings. Or wait. Resting position. But we'll go to the corner store. I want to go sort through my laundry and figure out what of it I want to do, like, soon. Or, like, in what loads I want to do it, you dig. Because I feel like, yeah, it's all getting washed and it's all getting dried, but, like, if I do it in sorted loads, and it's like, oh, all of these are, like, shirts and all of these are pants and all of these are towels. I never been one to separate by colors and all that madness, all that hullabaloo, all of those conspiracies about colors bleeding. Never bought into it. I can proudly say I never bought into it. My thing is though, it's like my ears are ringing. There was this thing on 60 Minutes. It was like, I think it was a conspiracy. It was like everyone that like works at the CIA. It was like, and their ear would like started ringing or whatever. I'm like, serves them right. Serves them right. What's up with the Pentagon? Actually, I'm saying that like I know, like I'm in the know. Or aren't I not? World actually might never know. But here's where I land the issue. I don't know what the fuck is going on. We need to see that budget. We need to see that itemized budget. The itemized expenditures. Hey. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Actually, I want to learn about that. Actually, that's something that I did want to talk about. I remember. So I whipped out the device in the first hand. Hey. But my whole conundrum currently is like, I, during this period, am just wanting to learn so much. I want to learn every trade. I want to learn so many different things, so many different topics. I want to learn like a good bit of a language, but I feel like I am overwhelming myself with the amount that it is, not even with the amount that it is that I want to do, because I'm like, I am a very capable person and I can learn a hell of a lot of things if I want to. Like, if I feel inclined to, I could totally do it. It's like, it's just the fact that I feel like I'm overwhelming myself in like the sense that I don't know where to start. So I feel like kind of at a standstill with starting. Like, I've literally, the past week, I've just sat around and done nothing. I've sat around and done nothing. And I'm like, that's the worst feeling ever. But I feel like giving myself that time to actually just get enough mental rest, but to the point that it drove me stir crazy, is going to be the organically sourced motivation for me to actually get out and do something. Because if I had forced myself to earlier than I actually had to, then I don't know that I would be attacking it with like a ton of passion. But now I'm like, tomorrow I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna do something. I don't know what that something is, but I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna do something, and it's gonna be something that's either important to me or important to my community or important to people outside of my community, fucking a greater cause, something. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna do something, and it's gonna be important. And I don't mean important, like, I'm gonna change the world. Well, that's also another thing. Everything is fucking revolutionary, but that's not what I mean. I don't mean like tomorrow I'm gonna go out and raise $1 million. It's funny though, because like you can do basically anything that it is that you actually wanted. Like I did actually raise $1,000 for a company that I don't even want to say a company, but actually I'm moving in Thailand in like 24 hours, which is so lit. Which is so lit. But there's so many things that like aspirations that I have and that I want to do with not only that but like several A things. Like several A things. So I'm just like so much is going to get done, so much is getting done, and I don't know, I'm excited. And I also want to start a newsletter about my life because I feel like it'll incentivize me like doing more. Like I feel like I've felt super not inclined to do things because like I'm not really talking to a ton of people right now, which is nice and I enjoy that, but I'm also realizing that like having people knowing what it is that I'm doing. For the longest time I was like, oh, I don't need that, I don't need it. Because I don't need that, but I like it. And I feel like a lot of the time, I feel like the reason that I was trying to convince myself that it wasn't like benefiting me or wasn't necessary is because I was doing it through social media. And which is ironic. But this is just like an audience that it's like so neutral. Like I don't know literally anyone that watches these videos. And I don't think that anyone from my life actually watches them. I know a couple people are like aware that this exists, but no one's like, I don't think, avidly like watching it, which is like really nice because it's like I literally just can be fully and entirely myself. Like it's just chill vibes across the board, you know. But it's like, what the hell was I saying in the first place? But it's literally just like I want to learn so many things and I want to do so many things. And I'm inspired by so many things and I know that I can. Yeah, but I feel like the second that I try to make any, this is completely a little unrelated, but whenever I try to make a sort of like whatever it's called, organizational system, I try to make it so widespread to the point that it ends up defeating the whole purpose and just adding more clutter. Like with my photos, like anytime that I go through my photos, I like try to make new albums. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this like once a week. I'm gonna like go through everything and put them into the according per se according album and like do that whole madness. And then I'm like, I just do not feel inclined to actually do that. So I feel like part of me like learning what it is that I want to do is just understanding that not everything that I propose for myself is the sustainable solution that I'm looking for. And if I try to convince myself, if I try to rush through the process by saying that this is ideal without actually factoring in who I am to myself and what it is that I need out of myself in that process, then it's just going to be something that works in the moment, but that I A, may not follow through with in the moment, and B, it won't be something that I can maintain in the days, months, years to follow. So I'm just like trying to be more honest with myself about what it is that I need out of my organizational capacities. Something big that I realize is also like anytime that I'm organizing, I feel like so much of the time because like I will hold off things until they get like dire, like hence with the laundry. Like I need to just start doing things where if I were to stop in the middle, it wouldn't discourage me to keep going. Because I feel like so much of the time I'll just work, and exhaust myself, and then I'm not done, and I'm like, oh, I could just do the rest whenever. And I'm like very happy with the result, but then at the time that things start accumulating, I'm like not inclined to start them again because the last perception that I have of that thing is me exhausting myself with it. And I'm like, yes, I was capable of doing that. Yes, it was something that like I ended up balling out with, and I felt very good about the end result. But it's like if it did not fulfill me to be able to do it, it wasn't something that I enjoyed at all. And it's not something that I will enjoy at all in the future, which isn't even true. So I'm like, let me learn how to work in a way that I can stop whenever things just do not work in the direction that where I can just stop whenever I feel inclined to stop or like whenever I just want to break, if a break turns into like a day and into 2 days, into 3 days, that's fine. That's completely fine as long as if I haven't like made even like organizationally, like physically organizationally, like sometimes I'll like throw things aside because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put this in a box whenever I like I'm gonna go downstairs, grab some boxes, and put these all in boxes. Well, why would I throw it instead of placing it so that at least it's visually organized and it won't discourage me to come back to it maybe after I take a break. And if I'm viewing it after a break and it's not in the context of like, oh, I'm up and at it still, it's in the context of like, this is a mess. I see this and I do see how I was going to organize these piles, but I see a lot of work that has yet to be resumed and yet to be touched again. So I'm like, if I want to encourage myself to start again, I need. I was president, my first executive order would be to ban ants and everything that they steal. I'm like, what the fuck are you even doing? I literally don't even have any food nor beverage in my room. 2 cups of ice cold water and nothing more, nothing less. I'm like, genuinely, where the. No. This makes me feel very off put. I'm not even gonna say I'm not even. It makes me feel very off put and overcome. I definitely do not like that. This is the worst. I guess there's something that I can just spray. And at what point do I stop killing them? Because I hate just having to like spot treat the issue. I'm like, it's either them or me. You know, it's either them or me. I hate bugs so much. Not even in like a way, but like I hate them inside my space. Outdoors, oh hell yeah, that's your home, that's where you are. And even now, I'm like, I feel badly because I'm like, this was their home before it was mine. Like ants, like bugs are like chill eyes, you know, because like that's their home. They're literally, I don't even know that they want to be all up in here like that because they're supposed to be outdoors anyways. Like I don't know what their whole deal is, but I'm just like, I doubt that you're so happy about being in my windowsill anyways, but I'm just like, yeah, no. Oh, is one of them biting me up? Oh, I don't know that. I actually don't know that at all. But, what was I even saying in the first place? I'm reading this really good book. I think I've talked about it several times, probably at least 5 times. It's really, really good. It's called Prodigal Women by Nancy Hale, written in 1942. They do say colloquially, not like all the time, but like it'll just be like thrown in there, and I'm like, oh, hey, right? Like, hey. But I think actually, oh, there's got to be something biting me up live because what the fuck is going on? Oh, I don't love that. I definitely don't love that. Definitely don't love that. But I just want to know so many things, and I feel like no. Okay, no, I'm safe. But I feel like my want to know so many things is also sometimes the thing that just debilitates me. Like I feel like I overwhelm myself with the amount of like passions and interests that I have that I just feel like so like I don't know where to start a lot of the time. I don't know where to start, even though a lot of the time I just need to fall down a rabbit hole to keep with it. I just need to hook onto a hyperfixation. I think I found one that I really enjoy. I really like basketball because I was looking at the NCAA like women's championship games and stuff like that, and it's really, really cool. It's so lit. And you know who's so pretty? Raven Johnson is so pretty. I love the whole USC team. I love USC. I love the Gamecocks so much. And Dawn Staley is incredible. She's so incredible. And I love her. Just seeing her dance. People always comment, they're like, you're so easy to love. You're so easy to love. I think that that is the most enjoyable, most excitable compliment that I've ever heard ever. I think that that is genuinely one of the kindest things that you could ever say to someone. And it's so true. She is so easy to love. She is so easy to love. And I'm just thinking about the importance of like how big of a deal it is to be like part of something. Like being part of something is literally like something that gives you so much purpose, and like seeing how each of these girls are taking what basketball means to them and what it means to like just team dynamics. I miss them so much because the last time that I had a team dynamic was whenever I was in high school, because that's the last time we did any organized like activity. And I'm thinking I really want to find another organized activity to do, um, but I'm like, at this age, what is there to do? But I'm gonna find it. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, it sucks. There's literally nothing. Well, I mean, I'm saying that as if I'm not literally 19. Like, I'm still youth. I'm definitely still youth. But it's like, it's so easy to just be like, ah, oh, this sucks, but that's the way it is. But I feel like this era of my life, I literally have more time on my hands than I've ever had before. Not only because I'm taking a leave, but also because I'm not like smoking anymore. So it's not like I am smoking, going to sleep, doing what I need to do to stay right with myself, and then just going to sleep again. It's like I am sober, shockingly sober. Not shockingly like, oh my god, it's such a shock, because like it's been like this for a minute. I've been rolling with this for a minute. It's 420 and I'm sober. This is the first sober 420 in I think 4 years. This is so exciting. I think literally 4 years ago today was my first time like actually like getting fried. I'm so happy. I'm starting 420 sober. This is so exciting. And like I still smoke from time to time, but it's not like a like dire thing, you know. Oh wow. I'm like upset about these like ants. What the fuck is going on here? But I'm really so proud of myself. It took a minute to be able to get to a point of comfortability with sobriety, because like there was so much going on that I low-key like it padded a lot of the past 4 years. But now I'm at a point where like someone was saying this to me, or was like I was talking to my friend Lars about this, um, or talking with my friend Lars about this. We were saying the worst part of my life is over. The worst part of my life is over. I'm not saying that the past 4 years were nothing but misery. I had a lot of highs, but I had so many lows. But it's like, what I mean by that is like, lower things can happen, but I am no longer at the point of my life. I'm no longer in a stage with myself where I am seeing my downfall and continuing to walk into it because I am comfortable with misery, because I was familiar with it for so long that it became something that I was comfortable with, because I was like, I don't know what it's like to not feel like the rug is just going to be pulled out from under me like any second. But now I'm like, that's over. And I don't have to sit in complete trepidation about what the world has in store for me anymore. Like, I am in the front seat of my future. I literally am in the fucking driver's seat, and I can figure out any situation that comes to me. Not to say that I have all the answers, because God knows I don't. Oh, God knows I don't. But it's the fact that, like, I am not shy to asking for help anymore, acknowledging my ignorances, taking accountability for not only the role that I play in other people's lives, but the role that I play in my own life. The biggest part to, like, healing from misery, I feel like, was not reconciliation for things that have happened to me, but reconciliation for the things that I have allowed myself to do whenever things go poorly. Like, whenever things go poorly, like I said, I'm not gonna like sit just in my, not to say that like, oh, that's just an evil heinous thing for me to do and it's all my fault. Like, no, I can't control all the things that happen to me in my life, but I can control the way that I act and I operate around them, and what I do to alleviate myself of these factors, because ultimately the only person that has control of my circumstances is myself, or the level of access that I have to my circumstances is myself. Like, there is never going to be anything that I can do except affect my own actions and interactions. And considering I am at the point in my life where I'm continually like improving, like sometimes I'm even gonna sit here and say that like every single day is progression. Sometimes there is regression. But it's the fact that any time that I become aware of it, by either my own awareness or if someone brings it to my attention, I'm no longer going to sit here and be like, well, that's just the way it is. Well, that just sucks, but that's the way it is. Well, I'm not capable of change. I'm capable of shaming. No, I'm capable. I'm so capable of change because I've learned. My friend Joy told me this. If you can observe it instead of judging it, you can move through it. And I've learned how to do that. I've learned how to do that, and I'm so happy that I've learned how to do that because there have been so many things that I've just like taken and shaped into completely different ones, like opportunities that revealed themselves because I forged them. I forged them. I forged this opportunity, and it wasn't something that I saw it and I took it for what it was worth and I left it at that. It was something that I was discontent with, or I saw a greater potential with, and then I made it happen. And I'm so proud of myself for learning how to do that because it's like I am the person that I've always wanted to be to myself. I'm just now growing into my full comfortability with letting that person be in the driver's seat. Because for the longest time, I felt like I had to be the person that saves everyone else's day, the person that will throw myself under the bus in seconds to help anyone else. Because yes, I'll help anyone else in seconds, but no longer am I willing to like just so degrade the quality of my life to do that. Because I realized like the only way that I can check in on other people is to check in with myself first. I say this all the time. It's like if you were to like if someone needed to borrow a toolbox from you, like if you wanted to offer them like the best resources that you can, and all the tools are mangled and rusty and fucked up and sinister and an injury waiting to happen, would you give them that toolbox? Or would you take the tools, sort them out, and then give them to the person? Because it's like, well, I've never actually used that analogy because it was kind of rough. Don't peg me on that. But I mean, like, just this is what I say all the time. It's the fact that if you do not have the current capacity to care about yourself at the forefront of the things that you do, and you care more about other people than you do about yourself, even with that being said, then logically you still have to care about yourself. Like you have to put yourself at the, not like be selfish, but learn how to prioritize yourself. And there's a difference between being selfish and prioritizing yourself. Another thing that I'll get into later, but it's like prioritizing yourself means that you are refining yourself to the person that you need to be the best version of yourself so you can be the best resource that you want to be to every one of your goals. And if your goals have yet to include your self development, then even if you check in with yourself and you are repairing yourself, you are still providing the best version of yourself to all the external things that you want to help. So logically, no matter what, you have to check in with yourself before you can be the best version of yourself that you need to be to any other cause outside of. So it's like, yeah, like I'm proud of taking care of myself. As much as like this week has just been like, it's been lit. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it's literally been lit. Like it has been very stagnant and I haven't like done so much. But it's like I took time for myself for the first time in like years. This is like the longest I haven't been working and I haven't been in school and I haven't just, yeah, like I'm like, damn, I'm kind of doing the damn thing. Like, yes, it's like I'm like mindlessly bored, but I'm also like, on Monday, I'm gonna go to the library and try to get a job, and I am going to go play Town Superman, and I'm gonna walk around and I'm going to help anyone that is in need of help. I feel like that's my favorite thing to do ever because it's like people say there's nothing to do whenever you're broke, there's nothing to do whenever you're broke. There's a community to care for whenever you're broke, and there's so many people to meet that you've literally never spoken to before, and there's so many experiences, conversations that you literally never would have had to, yeah, it's like, it's incredible. I'm like, I lived in such an isolated town, but like nobody really talked to each other or helped each other without financial incentive. Um, and yeah, so it's like being in an area where the infrastructure fails, the people make up for it. I'm like, I love being able to take part in that. I love being able to just go and fucking clean people's house like for fucking free just because like you're overwhelmed and you need a break. And I'm like, I've been there before. I get it. I have time on my hands and I'd love to cut it up with you and talk to you. And even if we don't talk, even if you have no conversational capacity, you're like, hey, I need to know I don't have the capacity to talk. I'm like, hey, that's lit. I'm bored as fuck and I'm not trying to sit and rot in my bed all day, so I'm down and maybe I can fucking cook through the things in your fridge too so that they won't go bad. I'm just like, there's literally so much to be gained by just going outside and talking to people. There's so much to be gained. And it's incredible. It's incredible. And no, it doesn't have to be scheduled. It doesn't have to be, oh, let me block out this time. Literally, walk down your block. Anyone that's outside, ask if they need help with anything. It's just like, it's chill vibes. Um, I think I'm gonna go do that on Monday, which would be really, really lit. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And then, oh wait, no, because Monday I'm hanging out with my dad. My dad's coming to visit. I'm so excited. Um, yeah, so that's super exciting. I think I'm gonna go for a walk. I think I'm gonna put on my cozy, whatever it's called, and some socks, and I'm gonna go for a walk. But yeah,